There are two classes of workers here in Canada, the taxpayers and the tax consumers, the makers and the takers. One group, the taxpayers, are the ones who pay the bills around here and who have taken it on the chin over the last few years. Job losses, as government has chased away investment with regulations and anti-resource development ideologies. Lockdowns that shut down businesses, some for goods, and sent thousands to the ranks of the unemployed. Growing government debt that now eats away more than $1 billion every single week. Inflation spurred on by central bank money printing to finance out-of-control government borrowing. An ever-increasing tax bill to pay for the other class of workers. You know, the class of workers that are shielded behind the golden gates of government who profit from pay raises, bonuses, and pensions that most Canadians could never dream of. And that stark divide continues till this very day. Here are the latest numbers from Stats Canada. This July, the private sector lost 42,000 jobs. Government jobs increased by 41,000. And let's dive even deeper. Since February 2020, the number of government jobs in Canada increased by 18%. The number of jobs outside of government only grew by 4%. And look at the size of the bureaucracy under the Trudeau government. Since becoming Prime Minister, Trudeau has added more than 108,000 federal bureaucrats. That's a 42% increase in less than a decade. Ask yourself, are you getting 42% better services from the federal government? Well, maybe 42% longer wait times for government services, but unless you work for the government and take a taxpayer-funded paycheck, the clear answer is no. And you're not just paying for a bigger bureaucracy, you're paying for bigger paychecks too. The average salary of a Canadian worker is about $70,000 a year. The average pay for a federal bureaucrat is $125,000 when salary, pension, and other perks are accounted for according to the Parliamentary Budget Officer. Or what about these findings from the Fraser Institute? Government bureaucrats receive 9% higher wages than their counterparts who work outside of government. And that's just wages. Government bureaucrats are more likely to receive a pension, the golden defined benefits pension, retire earlier, have more job security, and take more time off of work. Trudeau has also rubber-stamped more than 1 million pay raises in the last 4 years alone. The taxpayers who are paying for those raises have lost their jobs, some have lost their businesses, and many have struggled to pay for the rising necessities like rising rents and higher grocery prices. All members of Parliament continue to give themselves pay raises year after year after year after year, while the people who they are supposed to be representing struggle. A backbench member of Parliament who collects dust sitting in the House of Commons is now collecting a $200,000 taxpayer-funded salary. Trudeau's salary is north of $400,000. Then there is the taxpayer-funded bonuses for failure. The federal government has rubber-stamped more than $1.5 billion in bonuses since 2015, all while departments can barely meet half of their own performance targets. The executive fat cats at the CBC are taking average bonuses of $73,000 this year. That's more than what the average Canadian worker is making in an entire year. So yeah, there are two classes of workers here in Canada. The ones who pay the growing bills around here, and the ones who live the good life with your money.